Hello, hello, hello. So happy to have you with us. It's been a little bit, and I know you have probably been waiting for my next video. Hopefully, we have been stuck in self-isolation. Many places are still self-isolating and, opening back up, and some places are not opening back up. And there's just been so much going on in the news in the United States of America, if that's where you live. And it's just been a lot of things going on, serious issues and topics, whether it be about racism, police brutality, and all of these things. It's so interesting because I wanted to actually come on here maybe a couple of weeks ago when it happened, because it was a bachelor related topic, and I wanted to chat about the HannahB situation. Now, if you don't know what has happened, don't worry, I'm going to fill you in. And I think it is important to talk about, especially with the backdrop of everything else that's going on. So it makes the timing pretty perfect. So, to summarize, HannahB and an unnamed friend who is out of the visual were on Instagram. HannahB was having an Instagram live video, and while she was having the Instagram live video, she decided to perform a TikTok video as well, perform a song for a TikTok video. And this song is by a rapper, and literally in the first two verses of the rap song, there is the N-word. So HannahB is performing this song, and she's just performing it, and she says the N-word. And so after that happens, you can see there is some denial of what she just said. Her friend denies it, and then she proceeds to be full on in denial and then ends the live. But she does apologize prior to ending the live. So if you haven't seen the video, or if you feel like it's a little cringeworthy, you can fast forward, but I'm going to show the video. So here we go.
Have you ever seen a real rock star? It's no good guitarist, man. So
throw it. Oh wait,
yeah.
Glock, and then it's throw it. Pull it.
Yeah. Oh, I think I did. I'm so sorry.
That wasn't you. That was Brooke. Who said it?
No, I was singing this. I'm so sorry.
I don't think that you said that.
I don't think. Maybe
No,
it
there
is.
was. No.
Maybe it was Patrick.
Yeah, but also it could have been the other people here.
Anyway. I said that word.
I don't
think I said that word, but now I'm like, oh God. I've never called anybody that.
We don't say that word. My dad would kill us.
So, y'all can think I said whatever I did, or think I'm something I'm not, but I'm not that.
No, people always have something.
People, I don't know. People are going to be mad at me. Look, people are going to want to think whatever they want to think of me, get mad at me, whatever. I'm very sorry I was singing the song and not even thinking I would say that. You're like, should we leave?
No, should we go sit on the couch with better lighting?
No, we just say like this.
Okay, so you just heard that. I want to, as I've done in previous videos, break this down a little further.
You do a TikTok dance right now. I mean, yeah, how does that one go? I did it the other day.
It's like
Right now, Lamborghini. Look at cop car with a pistol on my rib like I'm a cop. Have you ever seen a real nigga rock star? It's no good guitarist, man. So
Throw it. Oh wait, Glock, and then it's throw it, pull it.
yeah, I've done it. Here's the thing: everybody makes like, or will be like, do one of the TikTok dances. I'll learn them. I want to put it out of my head as soon as I learn it because I had done it 15 zillion times to do that one thing. Ocean Trail condos on the beach, walking distance to all the fun.
She wants her own beach house. On the beach.
Oh, does Charles Kelly have a beach house in Alice Beach? I'll go there.
So it took about 20 seconds, but someone did ask her or did inquire, did she just say? And then after that, we also see someone saying, am I the only one who heard that? No, you are not.
Have you ever seen a real nigga rock star?
What I found interesting is that Hannah said that she just sang this song the other day, yesterday, and her singing this song, knowing this offensive word was going to come up, why does she sing it? And some of the comments start coming up and people were starting to notice what she said, but
I don't know what guitar is. Did I just say what?
at this point, the comment, we already saw the comment come across the screen by the username at the bottom of the screen. Did she just say? So it took a little bit for her to see that comment, but when she saw it, that was the first comment that flashed on the screen. So that was the first comment that caught her eye. If she didn't say the word and didn't think she said it, which is how she played it off later in the video, then she would not have caught on to that and automatically, you know, raise it as a question. Did I just say? So to me, like, I just feel she knew what she said. She knew she said the word. It would have just been better if she owned up to it immediately instead of doing what we see next.
What did I say? I don't even know. Braid my hair. Never. I don't want a house in Lake Michigan. I want to be.
This is where we see people saying, am I the only one who just heard that? And then Dream Singh, it's like, did you just say the N-word? And other people realize she did say the word. You said the N-word. Then you see someone saying, did you just say, which is the same person, Sophia. Then you have someone saying she sang it in the song People. Now, this is the problem. When you, the username TG1023, say she sang it, move on people, this is an example of brushing things under the rug. She sang it, move on people. Clearly this person has no understanding of what that word means and therefore does not think of it as a big deal when using it and passing in a song and so on and so forth. I would suggest that person educate themselves on the hateful use of this word. And this is what people need to realize. Just because it is written in a song for a rapper to rap does not give you the permission to sing those words. Those words are not for you to sing in songs amongst friends that are not black, and or if you are singing amongst friends who are black, it's not okay. And they are not for you to sing for public consumption on Instagram Live or TikTok. And your age nor your generation does not give you a free pass to use this word in a, as maybe she thought, a non-hateful way, because the word itself is hateful. So don't sing it. Don't make excuses for it that it's in a song. And don't defend someone's use of singing it and using it in a part of a sing-along.
Somewhere where I can.
That wasn't you. That was Brooke who said it.
No, I was singing this. I'm so sorry.
I don't think that you said that.
I don't think. Maybe
No,
it
there
is.
was. No.
Maybe it was Patrick.
Yeah, but also it could have been the other people who did.
Anyway. Anyway. I said that word. I don't think I said that word, but now I'm like, oh God. I've never called anybody that.
We don't say that word. My dad would kill us.
So.
That people were killed when that word was hurled. That may have been the last thing that some Black people heard. It has a history of being a word used by whites to terrorize Blacks. And it was also a word that was used to subjugate Blacks and also show a status of superiority by the whites who used the word. And I don't know if this is something that she and HannahB realize, if it's something that they've actually educated themselves about, but the fact that they both are self-described as country, with HannahB being from Alabama, southern part of the United States of America, I think that they would educate themselves more. I'm not sure what the school systems are doing now in terms of education on American history, because Black history is American history, but perhaps this is an opportunity for both of them to do that. At one point in time, Alabama's slave population neared 50% of its inhabitants. 50%. One of the oldest living of the enslaved people living in America was named Radoshi, or given the name Sally Smith. She was taken by force from her. She was forcibly kidnapped and enslaved 5 years after slavery had ended in the United States. From her peaceful life in Benin, and was subject to vicious beatings and whippings throughout her time on the plantation. Maybe this is a time for them to read about some of the history that happened within their state and educate themselves on the terrorism behind the word.
Y'all can think I said whatever I did, or think I'm something I'm not, but I'm not that.
No, people always have something.
See, the thing is, people will always have something to say, especially when you have a platform as the one that HannahB has, and she flippantly used the N-word, laughed it off, and then had a friend who encouraged her to deny it, and she also denied it before apologizing through smiles and laughter, and not really taking it seriously, not really acknowledging the wrong that she did. It may be in a song, it may be in a rap, but like I said, you can't say that word. HannahB or any other person who's not Black, you just can't say the word. That's the rule. I'm not making it up. It is what it is.
People, I don't know. People are going to be mad at me. People are going to want to think whatever they want to think of me, get mad at me, whatever. I'm very sorry. I was singing the song and not even thinking I would say that. You're like, should we leave?
No, should we go sit on the couch with better lighting?
No, we just say like this.
Should we go sit on the couch for better light? No, we should stay like this. And with that, she felt that that was good enough to appease her fans, to appease the people who commented in her comment section that she's a good role model, which I severely question. It was very troubling to look at because of the fact that this is someone who was chosen to appear on a national program in search of love, squandered those chances, and also went on to be on another program to win the Mirror Ball, and was really involved in a network that has given her jobs, and I'm sure will probably continue to give her jobs after this, because it seems like this sort of behavior is tolerated when it should not be. And the reason why I say it's tolerated is because if you look at her friends for some reason felt as if it were okay to sweep under the rug that sort of behavior, which makes me believe that that is the norm for them. It's the norm for them when they get together to sing those songs and say the N-word. And to me, that's not okay. It should never have been okay. And the fact that it took HannahB so long to come out with a proper apology, in fact, a video apology in response to her saying the N-word, makes me think she may have not either known how to deal with the situation. She had advisors telling her how to deal with the situation. Whatever the case is, there's no excuse. What she did was wrong, and the people that she has around her need to be able to tell her that. You got into a certain point of success, and everyone that is around you are hired help, or everyone that is around you is yes men and women. You're not going to have anyone who is going to tell you the truth. You need friends to tell you the truth. And when you are acting, saying, doing racist things, you might want to rethink of thinking that you're not a racist. Now, I think that when you have friends who condone it or defend it or try to make excuses for it, it's, it could be seen as cute and all and loyal, but that's not the type of loyalty we need today. This word has been used to terrorize a group of people. It's been used as a hateful instrument. And I don't care what you say, you just can't say it, period. Now, there might be some debate of whether someone who is of the Black race can use that term. That's their discretion, because that means they have probably decided to take ownership of it and use it in another way, whomever or whatever way that may be. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the inappropriate use of the word. It's just not right. It's a word that is inappropriate and should not be used by white people, non-Black people, ever. Even if you're singing a song, never shall it be used. And if you are not amongst Black people and you feel like you want to say it, you have to question, why are you using that word, even if it's in a song? Because if you're doing it behind closed doors, how are you going to be able to turn it off when you're not? Clearly, she sang that song using that word in the past. At least that's how it appeared to me. So it was so easy for her to do it when she did it. But she did try to correct the wrong by speaking about it in a very lengthy video, and I do think that was appropriate. But still, in the video, she said she didn't want it to go away, and that's why she tweeted out the initial short apology. She said in her apology video she didn't want it to go away, and that was the reason she put that out. Again, I mean, I think that her saying that is kind of insulting all of our intelligence, in that, of course, she didn't do it because she didn't want it to go away. She did it because she hoped that it would go away. However, it did not. There's a deep disturbance going on in America as well as in some parts of the world with protests and demonstrations. And I believe that she realized the brevity behind her use of the word and really the meaning behind it, and more so just how flippant she was in trying to disregard her use of it. And what I also found very disturbing was the comments. As the comments started coming in, obviously this was during the part where she was, in her denial stage. There were some other comments that came in later that I could see that were really on point. Some people saying it's not funny, OMG people, she was singing. Now, then another one, she mumbled it. You didn't, but it sounded like it. Some people were literally trying to lie for her. She said it. It was said. If my generation, older generations, younger generations ever want to tackle issues, we have to deal with them. We cannot say things like, oh, you didn't say it. Oh, it's so funny. Those comments are disturbing in a sense because they show me and they tell me that people, like Bree, Hannah, and TG123 or whatever her username was, believe, and Grinisara or whatever her name is, believe that it's okay if you're singing it, because they repeated themselves a couple of times throughout the chat. It's not okay if you're singing it. If you guys remember that movie, there's a movie, White Girls, and they were all in the car, and one of a rap song came on with the N-word, and they looked around and, they were all white. So they felt it was okay to continue to rap the N-word within the song. Well, look, it might be 2020, but some things are just not okay. And you can't continue to sweep things under the rug and excuse it because it's a song. It's just not okay, people. And youth does not excuse you of that. We need to get better, people. We need to get better. Not only my generation, the millennial generation, but the younger generation coming up. They need to educate themselves. It's not okay to use it in chat rooms on social media. It's not okay to use it when you're gaming and playing video games with other users when you're losing and you're mad. It's not okay to use then. It's not okay to use on a live chat. It's not okay to use. It's not okay to use in real life when you're talking amongst your white friends. It's not okay to use when you're talking amongst your black friends because you have black friends and you're white. It's not okay to use. It's not okay to use other code words so that you can say the N-word amongst people to describe people who are not black. It's not okay to use. It's not okay to use coded words. Okay, it's just not okay. Those sort of things stem from a very hurtful history in America, and it's just not okay to use. Let's go over some other things that are not okay to do that may be considered racist and or microaggressive toward black people. It's not okay to put your hands in someone's hair, a black person's hair, and pet them like they're a pet. They are not your animal. They are not, you are not the zookeeper. And it's just not okay to do. It's not okay for you to ask them, may I touch your hair? It's just not okay to do. Unless you are in a consensual, dating, romantic relationship, where potentially that is okay. It's not okay to go up to someone and look at their dreads or their braids and, marvel and want to touch them and pet their heads. It's not okay, guys. Let's use common sense here. It's not okay to lower the bass in your voice in an ill attempt to relate to a black person when you normally speak like this, or more, like a valley girl. And well, maybe not a girl would do that, but maybe like a guy would do that. Yeah. So, oh hey, my brother. Why is your voice getting lower? Why are you all of a sudden trying to relate to this person by lowering the bass of your voice like that? That's a microaggression. If you've done it, just stop doing it. If you're a hiring manager or in a position of power, it's not okay to screen people's names in an attempt to weed out the black folks. And, it's also not okay to try to have them reveal whether they're a black person or not through other revealing interview tactics. Discriminate against them. It's also not okay to be discriminatory amongst your friends and allowing your friends and family to be discriminatory around you, whether you are black and you are discriminating against black Americans and your family recently immigrated from, another diaspora. It's not okay for you to sit up there and listen to your family members make disparaging remarks about black Americans whom, if it were not for them being over here and enduring what they did, you wouldn't have a place. You would just not be afforded a place to be here. So, and it's not okay to, allow other people to talk about black people in a disparaging way if you have only white friends. It's just not okay. And I think that if we start holding each other accountable and educating ourselves about microaggressions that, may have been done in the past, so we will not repeat it, and, doing these things, then the world would be such a better place for you and me. And we won't have to keep repeating these very disturbing scenes across the country, because it's very unrestful right now. So if we all have these conversations and address these topics, then we can make these dreams come true. And they'll no longer be dreams again anymore. Hopefully this will work this time, because I lost a little audio. Just having some water. So I've been talking for a while. So I wanted to just also mention a couple of things before we end this conversation. So in HannahB's situation, is it too little too late? What do you think? Do you think it was too little too late? Do you think she's going in the right direction with this apology? And or do you think that she did this bigger apology just to because of everything that's going on in the world right now. Should she have been more genuine and gave a longer apology? And do you initially let me know if you want me to do an apology video? So I want to talk about something. Why did HannahB not even value Rachel Lindsay's opinion as a fellow bachelorette? And she was a bachelorette before HannahB was, but she was a fellow bachelorette who is from the Black community. Why did HannahB not value her opinion enough to address this sooner the way Rachel Lindsay encouraged her to? It's my understanding Rachel Lindsay reached out to her in a private setting to tell her that she should do more than just tweet out a 5-line or less apology, and that she should really get on camera. So why did HannahB not value Rachel's opinion enough as a fellow bachelorette to do that, whether she liked her personally or not? HannahB really needs to ask herself that question, because if she did, then it would have kind of wrapped things up for her a little earlier and would not have people questioning the authenticity of her apology, which happened later on. And again, it's a question we have to ask ourselves. I also wanted to share a story I tried to record earlier. It was regarding a musical artist in, I believe, Maryland, and he decided to reach out to a leader in the KKK. This was the top leader within that state, and the reason why he did that was because there were recent terrorist activity in his state. A number 2 leader of I guess that chapter had tried to blow up a house of worship, and this person also tried to shoot 2 Black men. And so he was tried and, I guess, convicted and behind bars. And what was troubling for this musical artist was that this man, he had so much hate, and he was also by day a police officer. So he decided to reach out to the number, his, basically head, his leader. He decided to reach out to the number 1 person within that chapter and have a conversation. Of course, the Klansmen did not know he was a Black man until they arrived to meet. They met, they had conversation at that point and beyond, and those conversations turned to a handful of conversations, and then many conversations. Many conversations later and meetings later, this Klansman renounced his leadership role and his membership in the KKK. So this TED Talks was very moving to me, because it showed how this one man, through the act of kindness, listening, and conversation, changed the heart, or was pivotal in changing the heart of a very hateful individual. Now, I don't know. At first, when I heard the story, I thought that the guy who did that was stupid, or a word like, I thought it was less than smart to do something like that. But the results obviously are that, listening and keeping those communication lines open are the best way to promote and create change. So maybe you can look at that TED Talks if you're interested. I'll leave the link in the description or in the comments. Feel welcome to comment about anything. Let me know if you think it's too little too late. Let me know if you want me to do an apology video or cover anything else on this channel. As you know, I mostly do bachelor related topics on this channel. And until next time, be well and stay safe. Bye.